All right. We're starting out with an amazing email from our great friend. You're not going to believe it. He's on Zoom right now. Yoel Bergman from Chicago. Dear Rebelli, I'm 14 years old. I started watching the 8-minute daf, then I started watching the full shir. When I heard about Zoom, Yoel Bergman watches us on Zoom from Chicago every single day. And by him, it's, 1, 2 in the morning. When I heard about Zoom, I asked if I could stay up for the live shir, and my parents said that because of the quarantine, does that mean that I'm going to lose you after the quarantine? No, I can join you. I can join the shir as long as someone is up to supervise. I didn't know somebody's up there with you. Okay, good. Thank you for making Torah accessible to anyone who wants to learn. This is a 14-year-old writing. Chodesh Tov, Yoel Bergman. You see, I got your email, Yoel. Givaldik. Okay, next. Thank you very much for your share. Unfortunately, I'm locked up in my basement office for the past 2. It's not funny. But why in the basement? I don't understand why he's locked up in his basement. So if somebody knows this guy, go release him from his basement. He's locked up in his basement for the past 2 weeks. And my local Maggid Shir's phone daf isn't the same. So I went surfing on Torah Anytime. You see, Torah Anytime is paying off. And I found your 8-minute daf. It was great. And then the next day I found your full shir. So it's 2 people that started with the 8-minute and somehow got to the daf. Wow. You're a rock. I don't know if he meant I'm a rock star or a rock, but I like rocks. So if I'm a rock, I'll take that as a compliment. I'm a rock. I love your shiurim, the simplicity and the humor. Keep it up. Yisrael Goldstein, Borough Park. I think so. No, what's BP? I guess. What's BP? Anybody? Borough Park, L'chaira. BP USA. P.S. I love it when you make fun of Manchester. I was born there, but left at the age of 15 to Yeshiva Ktana. Then I got married in New York and been living here the past 27 years. By the way, Rabbi Eli Stefansky, I mentioned, there's a Rav in Manchester. His name is Rabbi Eli Stefansky. He has corona and he's very sick. His name is Elazar ben Toiba. Rabbi Elazar ben Toiba Sharav B'Fur Shleim. And his wife, who is also very sick, is Rachel Malka Bas Chana Yehudis, relatives, the Stefanskys. All right. Was noch? Maybe we should jump into learning. It's a short one, but Nagia to today. Dear Rav Stefansky, thank you for your amazing shiurim. I especially appreciate when you post 8-minute daf the night before. Kol Tov, Aaron Black. Rabbi, bad news. We're behind. What happens is Shabbos comes. Friday is not such a great day. Shabbos is almost impossible. Yesterday I tried to record. By the time the shir was over, it was already 10:30. It was impossible. I had to prepare today's daf. So yeah, we're behind. It's a galgal achayzer. By the time Tuesday comes along, I'm caught up. I have to somehow catch up. Says the Gemara, Daf Chov Gimel Amud Aleph. Omer Rav Sheishes. I'm sorry, what, Nachman, Yechap, what's going on here? We're holding by Yechap that we're there? Because I knew it's going to be a problem with you. Omer Rav Sheishes. According to the rules, we shouldn't be so far down the daf. Achsenoi Chayev B'ner Chanukah. A person who's a guest, he must light Neros Hanukkah. Or Reb Zero Mereish Kavina Beirav. In the beginning, when I was in Rav's house, Mishtatafnu bepriti bahadei ushpiza. I would give him a pruta. I would give him a few coins. I didn't have to be a 50-50 partner with him, but I just had to have some oil in there. But after I got married, Amina, what did we learn last night, right before we finished off? We learned that a woman is chay bad loka afheim hoyu bais hanes. Who's talking over there? Is that Gershon? Yeah. Gary, once again. Oh my gosh. So even if I kick you out of my house, he's still making noise. So what good is it that I kick you out of my house? Shkoyach. Gary. We learned yesterday, a woman is chayiv in Neros Chanukah. Afheim hoyu bais hanes. As Rashi says, there was a gzera tibal lehegman tchila. So that was a terrible gzar din on all women who were getting married. Besides that, we had Yehudis who started off the whole nace by feeding the general over there. On Rav Sheishes, therefore, since a woman has a chiyuv, says Reb Zeira, once I married a wife, Amino hashta vadelo tzarichno. I don't have to be mishtatif with my Rebbe, Rav. Explains Rashi, they used to go away for a very extended amount of time and let my wife, if I know for a fact that my wife is going to light candles, let her light and be moitzi me. Because my wife is going to light for me in my house. Omer Rabbi Shua ben Levi. Kol hashmonim kulon yofin lener. All oils are good for a candle. Now, what's the problem with inferior oil? The problem is that it doesn't light so well. What's the problem with inferior wicks? It doesn't catch well. But since we paskin and we saw this 2 days ago, and I pointed out there's a little gimel there, a little bays, daf chof alaf on the bays, when Omer Rabbi Yirmiyah, my time of the Rav, kosovar kofsa ein zokukla. So there's a tzion over there. Look in the Shulchan Aruch. That's the halacha. If the candle goes out, I don't have to rekindle it. So what do I care? What kind of oil I use? I can use inferior oil, and if it starts flickering, let it flicker. I was used to the mitzvah when I was madlik and kofsein zakukla. So therefore, kol hashmonim kulam yofen lener v'shemen zayis min hamufchar. However, if you want to be yoytze min hamufchar, you're a mahadrin guy, you want to do the best of the best, so you buy olive oil. Omar Abaye Mereish have a mahader mar amishchod shum shemi. Mar, as we said yesterday, is Rabba Bar Nachmani, Abaye's Rebbe. We had him yesterday as well. The same exact thing that Rabba Bar Nachmani said. Halacha is like Shmuel in 3 places when it comes to Yisur. So here he says, in the beginning, my Rebbe used to buy sesame seed oil, a shtickle tchina, and he'd make his menorah from sesame seed. Why? Because this lasts longer. Sesame seed oil is longer lasting. Even the Shama the Rabbi Shua ben Levi. Once I heard this halacha Rabbi Shua ben Levi, that what? Shemen zayis is mufchar. Then he would light from olive oil. Why? Because the shemen zayis, as Rashi says, is clear and brighter. It's a better lighting oil. Yes, sesame seed oil is longer lasting, but it's not as clear, not as beautiful as olive oil. All oils are good for ink. Now, here's where it becomes hard for me, because in our shir we have Rabbi Schomburg, who's a pro at these things, and every time we come to one of these sugyas, he gives us a 3-minute speech, and everything's good. But today, we don't have him here. He is online somewhere. I think I saw him before. So without Rabbi Schomburg, I'll try to do my best, based on Rashi. He usually comes with his pictures and his actual ink.
Rabbi Schomburg's online.
He is online. We have to find him somewhere. I'll tell you what I know, and then Rabbi Schomburg will add if there's anything to add.
I sent you an email.
I saw your email. Tishkoyach for the homework at the Motzei Shabbos, 1 o'clock in the morning when I have to do Daf Chav Gimel, and I have the whole Daf. But I started printing it out, and I started this, but listen, it's not the first time we're doing the Sugi of Diyai. Let me say a little bit, and then you'll tell me if you have what to add. Basically, the way they made ink in those days, they would take some soot, and they would light it up. And if you ever noticed on top of wherever you light your candelabra, if you ever been to Reb Chaim Kanievsky's house, you'll see that on the ceiling it's black. So you take the soot, you light it up, and the smoke that comes out of it, you try to capture that smoke. You put a glass right over it. Ooh, that wasn't a good idea. You catch that smoke in a glass. So what happens to the glass? The glass becomes black. Then you scrape off that blackness. Now, there's 2 things. How do you get that smoke? So you use some sort of oil. You can use olive oil. You can use other oils. The Gemara says over here that all oils are good, but olive oil is the best. Now, once you have that soot, you add oil to it, and you knead it, says Rashi. You megabel it, you mix it up, you make a nice mixture, you let it sit in the sun. So it's 2 steps. You're using oil twice. You're using oil to create the soot, and you're using oil to make a mixture. Those are the 2 things here. Rabbi Schomburg, you have anything to add to that?
No.
Nothing. I'm a good Talmud. Okay, great. The only thing is that when Shabbos was there, he actually brought us a block from China, and he showed us what the suit looks like. A block of, it's a black glob of whatever. This is what they use even today. Sometimes they use it to make the ink. Fine. So let's see. It's not exactly important to the sugya. It's derech hagav. V'amar Yeshua ben Levi. Kol hashmonim yofin l'dyoy. All the oils are great to make this ink. V'shemen zayis min hamufchar. But again, just like Hanukkah, shemen zayis is the best. So for oil, for ink, it's also the best. Ibaylu l'gabel ol ashen. What is he referring to? Is he talking about to knead it? The afterwards, once you have the suit, you add oil to it, oil ashen, or to create the suit, to create the black in the glass. I actually wanted to do it over my fire, but I didn't have time. I thought it'd be cool. Toshma, Torah Shmuel bar Zutra, Kol hashmonim yofin l'dyoy, v'shemen zayis min hamufchar, bein l'gabel, bein l'ashen. I love when there's a brisa that spells it out. Berachal bitcha aktana tells you exactly the answer to your question. Bein l'gabel, bein l'ashen. Shemen zayis is better for both A and B. Okay, now we have another brisa that says slightly different. Rav Shmuel bar Zutra masni hachet. Kol ha'ashonim yofin l'dyoy, v'shemen zayis min hamufchar. So this is for the suit only. According to this, suit only is great with shemen zayis. But for l'gabel, to knead it, you can use anything else. There's no preference to use shemen zayis when it comes to the mixture. All right, Omer Rav Huna, kol asrofin yofin l'dyoy. Now, part of the mixture, you have other ingredients. One of the ingredients is a sraf, is a sap that comes out of a tree. Says Rav Huna, everything is okay. Usraf ketaf yofim mekulam. This guy right over here, according to the Art Scroll, sraf ketaf is a blackthorn gum. This is a blackthorn tree. These are the berries. Yes, Rabbi Schoenberg, we're okay? Or there's something else? No, okay, good. Here we need Rabbi Schoenberg. No.
This is a point of contention between Rashi and Rabbi Nitzan.
Okay.
Because the blackthorn is a plum tree. It's a plum tree with thorns. So that's why it's called blackthorn.
Yeah.
And it's Rashi here calls it prunil.
Yeah.
Prune is prune, which is plum, and nil means black.
Okay.
Noir.
Yeah.
So the way it was made was that they soaked the bark of the tree and extracted the resin from it. It's not an issue of sap, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's resin. But Rashi translated
Prunil.
as guma. Says Tosfos, it's not guma. Guma is something different.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to answer Rashi to say that Rashi uses guma as a generic term for sap and resin, right?
Got
but
it.
In fact, what we're talking about here is the resin within the bark and the leaves. Resin is what's in veins of the leaves, and it comes out by soaking. It's nothing to do with sap.
Got
In
it.
fact, Tosfos' thing is criticizing Rashi for calling it guma.
But isn't guma gum?
Gum.
And gum is sap?
Gum is sap, yes.
Got it.
They cut you to the side of the tree and extract the sap, which solidifies, and that becomes gum.
So Rashi's prune tree is not blackthorn, it's something else? Or it is the same?
No, Rashi says it's the same thing. Rabbeinu Tam also brings that he used blackthorn.
So, 1 minute, why is it called, okay, you mean these berries are plums? He's calling these berries plums.
These berries are plums.
Got it. Okay, so, Bekitzer, Rashi says prunel, which means plum.
Rashi ink and Rabbeinu Tam's ink is the same ink because they had a French ink. Now, Rabbeinu Tam criticized the Ashkenazim
Yeah.
who had the ink that we use today, right? And he wanted to pass over all the same in Germany.
Right.
Basic, right?
Where do we have this? We had this recently. We're in Chulin. Where do we have it?
At the end of this page,
No, I know, but what Masechta did we have it late? I mean, like a year ago, where you brought all the inks and everything.
Nidda. That was a nidda.
Anida, it wasn't a year ago, it was a month ago. In my mind, okay, I got it. Okay. Fine, can we go weiter?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Basically, what I got out for Rabbi Schoenberg is that this Sraf Aktaf is based on Rashi that says Prunel, which are
here on YouTube, so like,
hard to hear on YouTube.
meaning because it's on Zoom. So no, not you. For Shomer, it's just that. This one just go.
Oh, but wait a minute, he's on Zoom.
I know, but people on YouTube.
Oh, okay, people on YouTube, fine. People on YouTube, we'll chazer over. Basically, the only thing I got, because I was spacing out a little bit. Sorry, I'm like you guys. No, he says prunel. Prunel is, Rashi says, is prunes. So that's why they got this tree that has prunes, blackthorn, gum. The problem is that the way you extract the whatever ingredient you need from it is from soaking it in water. And gum means sap, that it actually oozes out of the tree. So therefore we have to say that Rashi uses this term loosely, and he says gum, he's not referring to sap that oozes out of the tree, rather he's referring to some sort of concoction that you soak and eventually it turns into this, and that Taisus takes issue with Rashi, etc., etc. Fine. But it's not really the sugya, but it's good to know about these things. And the Gemara says, Amar Avuna kol asrafim yofim ladiyoi, all saps are good, all gums are good, all concoctions are good, usraf ketaf yofim mekulam, but this blackthorn gum is the best. Omer B'chia Barashi, nu sugi Omer Rav. Hamadik ner Chanukah, ner shel Chanukah tzorch levarach. We know this already. But just like when we're learning brachas, it says, oh, if you eat bread, you have to say Almighty. Okay, we know, we're geniuses, we know this already. But guess what? Rav only lived, how many years do you think Rav lived after the Chashmonaim? Rav was the first of the Amoraim, last of the Tanaim, right? He's right there. So how many years beforehand was Hanukkah? Throw up your fingers. 500, 1,000 years before. He's saying 300, 200. It's about 200. I think it's somewhere a little over 200. I would say, I don't know. Based on the Gemara of the Zar and Daf Tes over there's a whole sugya. Under 250, over 200. So they had to decide what bracha. Do you make a bracha? You don't make a bracha. Says Rav, you make a bracha on menorahs. Hamali ner shel Chanukah tzorch levarach Rabbi Yirmiyah, haroya ner shel Chanukah tzorch levarach. Says Rabbi Yirmiyah, if you aren't going to light the candles by yourself, then you have to make the bracha. In other words, says Rashi, you're on a ship and you look at the shore and you see a menorah. Let's say you're on a plane, and nowadays you're on a plane, you can't light anything, and you're coming in for a landing, and you know by the time you get through security, it's all over, and you see in a guy's house, you see a menorah. It's possible. You have to make a bracha. What do you do? So, we know the brachas, we don't really need these, but the first night we make a shechiyanu. So this guy that's watching, that sees it from the air, doesn't make 3, he makes 2. Let's see what it is. Now, the guy that sees it cannot make the first bracha. Why? Because the first bracha says lahadlik ner shel Chanukah, or in parentheses, you don't say shel, some people don't say. I think even Sfardim don't say it like the guy. Fine. Why not? Because he's not being madlik. He didn't light the candles, so it's not appropriate for him to say lahadlik. He could say shasa nisim, and he could say shechiyanu. But on the second day, where we take out the shechiyanu, and the guy that lights it says 2 brachas, so this guy that's on a plane only says the middle one. He says shasa nisim, but he doesn't say lahadlik because he's not being madlik, and he doesn't say shechiyanu because you don't say it on the second day. All he takes off is shechiyanu. Maybe he should take off the nace. Nace, kol yoyme, he say every single day, even the first day was a nace, like the famous question of the Beis Yosef, which when I was a kid, they said the Beis Yosef's question of why do we make a bracha on the first day? Why do we even make a hadlakas neiros on the first day? It had enough oil for the first day. So there's a famous sefer that has 100 answers. That was in those days. Today, there's 250 answers. Every day is a nace. Either the first day none of the oil went down at all, or some of the oil went down, and that's why that's a nace, but only an eighth of what was supposed to go down went down. Or the fact that they found the whole flask, that's the nace. But there's a nace, and we make a bracha, a nace every single day. My mevarech asher kisholem says v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Hanukkah. Ask the Gemara, and this is a question relevant to everything midrabanan. V'tzivanu veichon tzivanu. You see, it says Hakadosh Baruch Hu commanded us lahadlik ner shel Hanukkah, but it's not Hakadosh Baruch Hu. It's Chachamim later on that came along and said that you have to make the bracha. Rav Avi Omar Miloi Saser. This is every Haredi's favorite word, pasuk, Miloi Saser. It says in the pasuk, Al pi ha-Torah asher yerucha, v'al ha-mishpat asher yoyim melucha tasa, lo yisaser min hadavar, you shouldn't bend, you shouldn't move to the right or to the left, asher yigilucha yom resmal. Afilu ala yamin shu small, v'asmal shu yisin yamin. If they tell you to do X, Z, whoever it is, depending, you look it up, whoever it is, but certainly the Sanhedrin and the Chachamim of those days, when they made a takana, it's a takana, and it's a pasuk that says you must listen to the takana of the Chachamim, and therefore it's like as if it's a deiraisa, and therefore you have to say v'tzivanu. Why is it not a deiraisa mamish? That you should be ma'ayin in the Rambam and all the other Rishonim that discuss it. Or Rav Nechemya Omar Sha'al Avicha v'yageitcha zkenecha v'yoyimru lach. Again, your zkenim are going to tell you what to do. Once they tell you what to do, you have to enforce it like a deiraisa. What's Rav Amram hadmai demai do mai? What is this? In other words, fruit that you buy from an amaritz, from an amaretz, and we're not sure whether he took terumah or menorahs. He says he did, but we can't really trust him. Marvin boy mishtatvin boy. You could do everything with it. You can make a ruva chatzeros. You can do shitufei mevais. You can do what else can you do? Erev tchumim. Umevarchem alav. You can make a bracha on it. Umezamn alav, and you could do zimun. Umafrishin oisay arum, and you can be mafresh trumas and menorahs when you're not clothed. Arum mamish. Note that Yaakov is in the right-hand top corner by me. That means he was second one online. Yesterday, the other day, he was first. Yeshua, who is that? No, Yeshua chopped him out. Okay. Every day in Daf Yomi, that's why he sits right next to me on the left side.
Still limited to 100.
We are limited to 100? We hit 100 already?
We hit 100.
How are we limited to 100? I thought we figured it out last night and we're not. Okay, unfortunately, we have 100 people on and that's it.
Gary's working on it right now.
He told me that he fixed it last night, but okay, he's working on it right now.
I know, but he's obviously not. He's working on it right now.
I hope Nisanel Gantz is not watching because at 4:30 in the morning he's texting me back and forth. How could you have this? How could I push Zoom when you could only be at 100? I said, don't worry, we took care of it. Okay, Nisanel, I hope you're not watching. If you're watching, to take care of it right now. We thought it's taken care of. Okay, these Chevermanim. It costs $20 a month. I mean, Zoom is free, but if you want to go if you want to go to over 40 minutes like we do, you have to pay $20 a month.
He's definitely not watching on Zoom. Gantz is not watching on Zoom. Don't worry.
I know, but he watches on YouTube. Fine. Anyway, but if you want to go to 200, then it's an additional $50 a month. It makes no sense. 50. For $20, you get 100. But if you want 200, you have to pay $70. It should be less, not more, but okay. This is how they get you. They realize that you're doing well. You have a lot. Barak's on. Givaldig Barak. Give me chizuk. I'm serious, man. Give me chizuk. Zog Gemara. Anyway, you could take this Dmai from the Amaretz that you have to take Trumsa Maestros. Yes.
You should look at their stock price. Since the whole coronavirus started, they were like about 100. They're over 150 a share right now.
That's not a lot. I mean, you think that they 100 times their business and all they went up is by 50%, that's nothing.
The whole stock market crashed.
That's with everything crashed. I hear. I don't know. I would expect them to go up 20 times. It's not enough for me. So then invest in that right now. It's a good idea. Erev Shabbos, you could take Trumas and Maisers from this Demai, but the point is that you could be mafresh Trumas and Maisers, you can be mafresh when you're naked. V'yamers, kol midrabanan and by bracha. Why is this any different? This Demai, the Chacham say, you must be mafresh Trumas and Maisers. You buy something from Amaretz. It happens here in Bet Shemesh. It used to happen. You go, they have these stands. People that are not religious, they're certainly in a gather of Amaretz, I would think. If you buy from them, they have a tuda, whatever. But let's say you buy from Amaretz, you have to be mafresh. Who told you have to be mafresh? Chachamim. So that would mean, just like Chacham said, you have to light a candle on Hanukkah and make a bracha. So they tell you to be mafresh a terumah, so you should make a bracha. But obviously you're not making a bracha because you're not wearing any clothing. You're just setting it aside, but you're not making a bracha. How can you make a bracha? Your encampment has to be b'kedusha, and you're not wearing any clothing. Obviously, you're not making a bracha. Meiser is different. When it comes to Hanukkah, it's a certain thing. That's why there's a bracha. The Mai is the Mai. What is this? I don't know. So for I don't know, I don't make a bracha. Perhaps the bracha was already made when the Amaretz was mafresh Trumas and Maisros. You're just doing it as a suffix. Ask the Gemara, v'yantav sheni, the suffix devreim hu by bracha. This is a very sore point for all you chutznikim. There's a lot of chutznikim on here right now. And this is one of the, if you ask my wife, why does she like living in Israel? She'll tell you because she doesn't have to make 2 days yantav. That's basically her only reason. Other than that, she wants to move back to America. It is a very nice reason. And what is this Yantav Sheni business? Yantav Sheni is because of Chutz La'aretz, we don't know exactly when the calendar, when they made Yantav, and therefore we have to keep another day. So it's only a suffix day. Yet you sit there, you make Kiddush with a bracha, with Shem Hashem, you do everything with a bracha. Says the Gemara, Yantav Sheni d'sag devreim hu by bracha, hasam ke'echad eloi l'zazulei bei. So people don't say, it's only Yantav Sheni, you can do whatever you want, you can drive a car, you can do whatever you want. By the way, for us, the worst thing in the world, the worst feeling possible is to fly to America for Yantav and have to keep 2 days Yantav when you really halachically don't have to keep 2 days Yantav, but everybody's going to see you and it's Ma'ar Zayin. So halachically you could, but because everybody sees you can't. So even b'seiser, even in a bathroom, you can't pull out your phone and start texting. So basically you got nothing. You're sitting there, it's not Yantav and it's not weekday. It's nothing. The only thing you do, you're not by the Seder, but you have to come into the Seder to eat dinner. So yes, you come for that. So Kitzur, it's a bad feeling. It's not so good. And by the way, we had some Israelis that didn't know the halacha. They took off with their car. They went to the mall on Yantav Sheni. They went shopping and I tried to talk to them. They didn't want to hear from it. So it's not Yantav for me. What do you mean? Anyway, ayin in the halacha. It's an issue. You shouldn't be doing any malacha really. Hardly anything. There are maybe a few things maybe. Akol panim. Hasam ki yechad lo zazuli bei. So that people in Chutz La'aretz don't say, listen, this is Yantav. So look how it is today. Today, Yantav Sheni in America is just as chashuv as Yantav Rishon. Nobody knows to make a distinction between the first day and the second day. Why? Because you come home, you make kiddush, you wash your hands, you have everything is the same. Same Shemona Esrei, same Halal, same everything. If you were to say, no, Yantav Sheni, you don't have to make bracha, you don't say Shem Hashem, so people are going to be mizazel. Then the whole Yantav Sheni is going to fly out the window. Rav Omar, Roiv Amei Haaretz me'asrim heim. So Rava says most Amei Haaretz do take Meiser. So why are we not taking Meiser? Why? Because it's a chumrah. It's not a Rabbanan that says, hey, you have to take Meiser. The Rabbanan says make a chumrah, not it's a halacha. It's a chumrah. Let's see Rashi inside. Very interesting Rashi. This is for Lauren more than anybody else. Rav Amar. You see, 1/3 from the bottom. Rav Amar, Safek de Devreim Boi Bracha. You need to make a bracha. Udemai, so how come on Demai you don't make a bracha? Afilu Safek Loy Havi. It's not even a shtus kasha. See, this is where you got it from. It's not even a suffix. Where's Lauren? I don't see him. Somewhere. Okay. He likes that bar. It's not even a shtus kasha. I feel a suffix like have. What is it? El chumra ba'alma. Is he on here? Where is he? Here he is. Okay. Yeah, you like it? It's good. It's a good makar. It's a good makar for that joke. Amar Avuna, chotzer sheyesh lo shtei psachim. So if you just read the words chotzer that has two entrances. A chotzer. Rashi says no. It's not talking about a chotzer. It's talking about a house. A house that has two entrances. A and B. Tzricha shtei menorahs. You must light two menorahs. As we're going to see, because people are going to think that you don't know what you're doing, that you're not lighting the candles. Rava says, if it's like in this picture, 1 and 2. But let's say you have two front doors. You bought the neighbor's house, and now you have two doors next to each other. You don't need to. My taimo. What's the reasoning here? If it's because people, what?
10 minutes.
11 minutes. But we started late, so we have more. If it's because we're concerned what other people are going to think about you, let's narrow it down. Who? If it's people from out of town, so even when the doors are next to each other, people from out of town don't know that you bought the house next door. They think it's two people that are living there, and one of them is a shegitz and he's not lighting candles. And we have to be concerned about this shaita from out of town. But we don't. But if you're concerned about the people that live in the city, everybody knows if you go to Noam Fix's house, he has a door in the front by the garage. No, you can't use that one. You have to go around. You have to walk further in, and then you use that door. Right, Noam? Yeah. But everybody knows. The whole city knows. So if you don't light candles over here and over there, people chop right away what's going on. We're concerned about the people in the city. Perhaps they will walk by one direction, the other direction, they go through the alley. Like in Chicago, you have the alleyway in the back. It's like two streets. Every house has two streets. One in the front, one in the back. They'll notice it here, not over there. So we have to be worried about it. And people are going to start talking about you. But everybody says, what do I care about other people? I have to do Avodas Hashem. It's between me and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Who cares about the other people? Why should I be concerned about somebody else? It's in the Torah that I have to be concerned about what other people say. Why? Because the Torah says you have to leave payah. Payah is one of the matanis that you give to the poor person. Is that kimchi? I don't know. It looks a little bit like kimchi. When I'm done reaping everything from my field, I leave a small corner for the ani. Now, can I do that a day before I finish? No. It has to be all the way at the end. Because the Torah is telling me, I don't want people to talk about you. The Gemara gives 4 reasons. And one of them is chashad. Mipnei gezel aniyim. The Gemara is going to explain mipnei bitul aniyim. Or mipnei chashad. This is what we want. Chashad. People are going to talk about you. Or mishum bal techala, which is the whole chiyuv of giving pay. Or mipnei gezel. What's mipnei gezel? Mipnei gezel aniyim. The Gemara explains, Shlo yireh balabai shopnuyo v'yoymer likroi v'oni harezu pay. Imagine, all the poor people are waiting in line over there to grab this corner. So he keeps on using his machine and keeps on going and going. As soon as they get tired and they leave, he makes a phone call to his buddy. He says, you got to come right now. I'm going to leave it today. Right this minute, I'm leaving these few square feet. Grab it. That's wrong. So I have to make sure that it's a very specific spot, that nobody can make any tricks, and every ani can get his hands on it. Chav Gimel Amud Beis. Umepnei bitul aniyim. What does that mean? Shlo yu aniyim yoshvim umeshamrim. Achshav v'niach bal habayis peyo. In other words, if it could happen any minute, and these aniyim want free romaine lettuce, Mr. Halperin, you okay? Oh, here he is. Oh, okay. Good morning. Make sure, you might have to wash negavas. I'm waking you up from yesterday. But listen, you're going to go to sleep. Don't put your yarmulke in the lens. That's a dead giveaway. Fine. Akopon, where are you? You're in America now? You're in America? No wonder he's so tired. Okay, fine. Go to sleep. It's fine. Give it up. Now they know when to come. They know it's not today, it's not tomorrow. They should come on Tuesday, because that's when he's going to get to his corner. Fine. And this is what we're coming for. The people walking back and forth. Oh, you should be cursed. This thing about judging other people didn't start today. This is way back then. They used to judge and say, look at this guy. I don't think he gave any pay yet, did he? He should be cursed. We don't want that to happen. We have to be concerned about other people. Naki. So the fourth reason is because it says in the Torah. Ask the Gemara, I mean, all the other three reasons.
Eli,
yes.
Eli, we are at 103. It looks like it opened up.
It opened up. Beautiful. 103. Welcome to Zoom. We are better and bigger than the other Zoom guys that could only hit 100. All right. About the challah, but all three reasons are because of this pasuk. What do you mean about the challah? No, the reason is because you're not going to give. That's the problem. The reason is you're going to say that you gave and you're lying. So we're concerned, so we need to make sure that you give. So we tell you, put it all the way at the end. The way it works, in those days they used to have, you probably have seen it when you go on these tours, the clay dish and a lantern, a lamp. But here, this one is a fancy one. This one, if you could see, I don't know if you can make it out so well, that right over here there's a hole. So what happens is, could you see the hole? It's kind of hard to see, but anyways, this is right over here. Okay. So it doesn't matter for the sugi at all, but it's cool that they didn't have to remove this part. It was sealed shut, and they poured oil into this indentation over here, and that's how it filled up. Now, the Chiddush here, according to the Mishnah Brura, he says very interesting. It's possible that underneath these wicks are connected as one, yet halachically they are considered as two separate flames, and therefore two separate people can light this as a menorah. If you're doing ner ishu beisoy, one light, one lamp per person, you can even be yaitza two separate people, even though it's one wick, because it's coming out of two separate sides of the kli. He took a bowl, filled it up with oil, and then put a bunch of wicks all around the bowl. If he put a top on it, so now I can't even get to the oil, I just have a bunch of holes with a bunch of wicks coming out. So now I could use each one as another person. However, if it looks something like this, so what is this? This is asur to light from. Even for one person, it's a giant fire. What is that called? A medura, a bonfire. Medura is asur. Doesn't work for Hanukkah. And all the wicks came together. The Ram brings in the name of the Bala Itur that as long as there's one finger width between the candles, that's enough, and you are yaitza. Amar Rava. Rabbi said this is an amazing sugya and very nageya to us in quarantine. Pshitali. Ner beisoy v'ner Chanukah. I have an option to light a candle to give me light on Friday night. V'ner Chanukah, or to do the mitzvah of ner Chanukah, ner beisoy odif. It's better to have light in the house, mishum shalom beisoy. Amazing. Concept in Shalom Bayis. Right? I heard that the second Wan, they shut down Wan in China. They said you could go out. The first thing people did was run to the courthouse and get divorced. A lot of people got divorced there. Ner beisoy odif. So a person, in order to make peace in his house, think about how and where. It doesn't matter, but whatever it is, a person should give in, should give up, even a chiv d'Rabbanan. I'm not going to light my nearest Hanukkah. Who in the right mind today is going to give up Hanukkah candles for shtickle shalom bayis? It's Hanukkah. I have to light. No, you don't light Hanukkah candles, it's better that your wife should be happy. Ner beisoy v'kiddush hayoim. What if I have shalom bayis versus kiddush? Now kiddush is deraisa, so they say right away we're talking about he made kiddush in shul, or he could make kiddush according to Rishonim on bread, but it's better to make it on wine. So this chumrah of wine over bread is the rabbanon also versus the rabbanon of lighting a candle and having light at home for shalom bayis. Ner beisoy v'kiddush hayoim, ner beisoy adif mishum shalom beisoy. Shalom bayis comes first. So now we have three things. We have Hanukkah, and we have Kiddush, and we have the light of Shabbos. So we discussed two different cases. Now, the third case. What if we combine Ner Hanukkah and Kiddush Hayom? Which one is more important? Hanukkah light, or not to do Kiddush on bread and do it on wine? Mao, Kiddush Hayom, Adif, the Tadir. Perhaps we're going to go with the Tadir B'Shein Tadir, Tadir Kaidam, whatever is more frequent. You do more, whatever you do more often, that's the mitzvah. So Kiddush we do every single week. Hanukkah is once a year. Once we asked the question, we came up with the Halacha. Ner Hanukkah Adev Mishum Pirsum Nisa. Pirsum Anes is more important than having Kiddush on a cup of wine, provided obviously that you have Kiddush on a piece of bread. Amar Avuna Haragel B'Ner. If a person is careful with Neris Chanukah and Neris Shabbos, Havile Bonim Talmid Chachamim brings Rashi the pasuk Ner Mitzvah V'Torah Or. If you are makbid on the mitzvah of Ner V'Torah Or, you're going to have the light of Torah. In other words, your kids are going to be Talmid Chachamim. Hazar b'mezuzah. If you're careful with mezuzah, you get a nice mezuzah. You don't buy that $20 one, but you get a nice one. Zoicha l'dirana. You'll be zoicha to a nice house. Hazar b'tzitzis. Zoichel talasna. If you get good tzitzis, tchelas, the expensive stuff. Don't be cheap on the 200 shekel. Zoichel talasna. You're gonna have a nice. Here's my suit still from that the dry cleaner. You'll have a nice suit. Hazar b'kiddush hayoim zoichel ma'alagar v'yayin. If you are careful with doing kiddush with wine, you'll have barrels full of wine. Says the Gemara, when I learned it, I thought it meant, I made a mistake, then I realized I made a mistake. It says Rav Huna went and he used to go by the door of Rabbi Oven. But what's this word vitani? I thought it meant he was learning. No, it means that he went back and forth. In other words, he constantly, that was his path. He used to go forth and back and forth by Rabbi Oven Nagra's house. Rebbe Oven, the carpenter. Amazing. He was a Rebbe Oven, but he's a carpenter. Chaza, imagine, Reb Chaim Kanievsky, the carpenter. Chaza da have a rogel b'shroge tuva. He noticed that he was very careful. He had a lot of candles. Oh, he brings on the side, you take out the word tuva. Not a lot. He was careful with the candles. He was makbid on the mitzvah. Omar, Trey, Gavre, Ravre, Nafki Malachas. So remember, in this story, he said, you're going to have two Talmidei Chachamim. Nafik Minayu, Rabbi Idi bar Oven, Rabbi Chir bar Oven. Okay, so you had, his name was Oven. He had two kids. One was Idi bar Oven, and one was Rabbi Chir bar Oven. Great. Rav Chizda have a rogel, they have a chol v'toni apischa devei nosha, the Rav Shezvi. Same story. Chizda went back and forth, and he noticed have a chazad have a rogel b'shroge tuva. He noticed that he was used to a lot of candles, or b'shroge, he was makbid on the mitzvah. Omar Gavri Rabbi Nofik Mahacha. One Talmid Chacham is going to come out of here. Nofik Minayu Rav Shezvi. Some say it's his son-in-law. Different Rishonim. Question: why in the first story was he zoicha to two? In the second story, Rav Chizda gave him a bracha for one. It's very interesting. If you look at Taisvis Dibra Maskil Hachi Garsina, second Taisvis from the top, it says Taisvis beautifully. Says Taisvis, I'm not goyres have a rogil, singular. I'm goyres have a regili. Says Taisvis, pirush habal v'isha. So Taisvis is a different gerson than what we have. Because the husband and the wife, they were makbid on this mitzvah. She was makbid on her candles for Shabbos. He was makbid on Hanukkah. Maybe he helped her out on Shabbos also. Don't know. But because they were makbid, there was zoich the two. But later on, chazed to have a regila. So again, he changes the girsa. Because by us it says havirogil. He changes that she, the woman, because it's most likely that she is going to deal with her Shabbos candles. Makes a lot of sense now. The second story, only one person was makbid on the candles, so they was zoichet to one child. That's a Talmud Chacham. Says the Gemara, Devisu de Rav Yosef havas machrum ad lekeslo. Rabbi Isai, here's another great lesson from the Gemara. If we look into it, how do we talk at home? How do we talk to our wives? Obviously, I don't need this Gemara. I'm talking to you guys. Devisu de Rav Yosef havas machrum ad lekeslo. Rabbi Yosef's wife was very late in lighting candles. I have no idea what this means. I have heard that it used to be like this, not in our generation. The women were very late at going to weddings, at lighting candles, different stuff. Today, with the iPhones and everything, we're much better. Amalei Rabbi Yosef, he didn't tell her, hey, didn't I tell you 100 times, you got to light when you hear that sound and the adlakas neres? Well, I told you. No. What's the trick? Amalei Rabbi Yosef, Tanya, let me tell you a shtickle Torah. In the midbar, we had the cloud, and we had the fire at night, the cloud at day. That's what led Klal Yisrael. Oh, so you should know that the fire at night didn't start mamash at night. It started because the pasuk is extra. It says a second before that we had a amud on and we had a eish. So what it says liyamosh? Because one went into the other. The fire preceded the night. So it was still light outside, fire. Oh, she got the hint. So she said, okay, let's do it 9 o'clock in the morning. When I wake up, I'm going to start lighting candles. Omar lahu Saba came along, the Saba, Tanina, and some people say, and Taisus always brings down, Saba means Eliyahu Novi a lot of times. Tanina, ubevad shelo yakdim shelo ya'acher. No, don't do it too early because it has to be a hecker for Shabbos. So I want to stick in this little pshat here. You probably thought about it yourself. Because Rav Yosef was so careful, he didn't yell at his wife. And he told her, hey, I want to tell you shtickle Torah. It's kedai maybe to chap from this Torah about lighting a little early. And she accepted it. Because he was so nice and she was so nice to him, there was zoicha, she was zoicha to Gilu Eliyahu. Omer lahu Saba. He could have told her also. No, Eliyahu Novi came and told her. Omer Rava. The Rachim Rabbanon, Havlo Banim Benin Rabbanon. A person who loves Talmidei Chachamim will be zoicha to have children that are Talmidei Chachamim. The Moikei Rabbanon, and if you look at the side Aleph, the Vilna Gaon says, the Dochel Rabbanon, you have to switch it. And the word later, we switch it to this. The Moiker means a person that's mechabed Rabbanon. The Dochel means a person that fears Rabbanon. Says the Vilna Gaon, no, this is talking about a person that fears Rabbanon. Havelu chasnavasu Rabbanon will have son-in-laws that are Talmidei Chacham if you fear Rabbanon, according to the Gaon. The Dochel mi Rabbanon, over here the Gaon switches it. The Moiker Rabbanon, a person that's mechabed Rabbanon, who gufe avitzum Rabbanon, he himself will be a Talmid Chacham. V'lav bar hachu, and if he's not on the Madrega, Mishtaman Mili Kitzubri Rabbanon. If he's not a person that knows how to learn, his Torah will go out there. Now I want to ask you a question. Why did the Vilna Gaon change it? Now you could go with different pshatim. But it's amazing, if you have time, open up a Gemara Shkalim. And in Gemara Shkalim, the person on the side there that's like Rashi is called Taklin Chadatin. And in Taklin Chadatin in Zagdama, the whole Zagdama talks about the Vilna Gaon. Everything. What a great person the Vilna Gaon was. And he says here, it's unbelievable. It says that in Masechta Shabbos, Daf Chav Gimel Beis, he says, V'yesh hagoyz, when the Vilna Gaon said things, Asher kavanasoi gnuzo derech hanistar, he got it from Nistar. It's Ganos, and we don't know the reason, and he brings our Gemara as an example. Manderachem asher shamu pi HaKadosh hu al derech ha'emes. It's derech ha'emes, he says. The Taken Chadatin, the Pirush on Shkalim says that the Vilna Gaon shot over here is not logical. It's more of a Nistar thing. Should we go weiter? Noam, yes or no? Do we have 2 minutes? It's a suffix? Yes. We'll go 2 minutes.
David Feinberg says no.
David Feinberg doesn't have to say brachas now. What is the Shemen Sreifa? Omar Rabba Shemen Shel Truma Shenitma. So when we say B'mei Madlikin, Shemen Sreifa means the oil of Truma that became Tomei. V'amai Kor L'Shemen Sreifa, Hoilu Sreifa Oimed. It's meant to be burned. It's Truma that has to be burned. It's Tomei. Ub'Shabbos Ma'tam Eloi. So how come you can't use it on Shabbos? Since it's a mitzvah for him to destroy it, he's such a tzaddik, he has to burn this oil. Oy vey, what am I going to do? It's not burning so well. On Shabbos, he's going to start messing with it, and he's going to be over Issa D'Oraisa. But on Yontif, that you're allowed to make a fire, you're allowed to light it. So how come you can't use it on Yontif? In the Mishnah, you cannot use it on Yontif. Says the Gemara, Gzer Yontif, Adu Shabbos. It's one because of the, you're right, on Yontif you should, but because people will forget and they'll think that you could use it on Shabbos, you can't use it on Yontif. Rav Chizda Amar, L'Shema Yata Lo Ychashinon. I'm not concerned about Shema Yata. We're talking about on Friday. Friday is Yontif, it goes right into Shabbos, I cannot use this oil for Shabbos on Shabbos, and I'm starting on Yontif. When do I light my candles for Shabbos? A few minutes before. But it's Yontif today. It's Friday is Yontif. And on Yontif I cannot use this oil. It's kachim. I can't use it on Yontif. So it's a one-time deal. It's a special case. But the next case is you can't use this oil on Yontif. You can't tell me that it's talking about Friday Yontif. The next case is Yontif. Why can't I use this Shemen Sreifa on Yontif? Why can't I use this oil Erev Shabbos Yontif that goes into Shabbos? Because you cannot use this oil on a Yontif because it's kachim, and kachim you can't use that oil. It says exactly what Rav Chizda. Besides this oil that's kachim, l'fishein serving kachim b'yontif. It's talking about Erev Shabbos, Yontif Erev Shabbos. That's what the Mishnah is talking about according to Rav Chizda. Have a wonderful day, and now we'll say one capital Tehillim for all the terrible news that we had about Corona. Shira Malois, Mima Makim Kosicha Adonai. Adonai Shemo B'Koili, Tieno Znecho Kashuvois L'Koi Tachanunoi. Im Avinois Tishmo Yo Adonai Miyamoid. Ki Im Chas Lichol Im Anti Vorei. Ki Visi Adonai Kivso Nafshi V'Ledvero Yoicholti. Nafshi Ladinoi, Mishomrim Laboiker, Shomrim Laboiker. Yachel Yisrael El Adinoi, Kim Adinoi Achesed V'Arbeimoi Fedus. V'hu Yivdes Yisrael Mikol Avoinoi Sov. אכן לכל בית ישראל, הנשאו למצור ושיב ירואים בין ביום ובין ביבוש עמוק מרחם עליהם ויוצאים לצור לבוכם מאפל לא ירו ומישוב לגאולו השתו בגלו בזמן קוריב ונאמר אמן. Are you able to bring that screen closer to me? How many people do we have? 109 people at our peak. Beautiful. 109. Way to go, Zoom. Who's this tzaddik? I can't read his name. New York City. He's from New York. Eli Stefansky. Shalom Aleichem. I can't read your name. Hold on. I have to get closer to the screen. Yeah, Deichman. Shalom Aleichem. Do you have relatives in Chicago, Rabbi Deichman?